Hi guys, welcome along to another IVHQ Express webinar. Today we're talking all about volunteering in Cambodia. We've got the top 10 questions that you ask us and we're going to try and answer them within 5 minutes. Question number 1, where is the program located and where do volunteers actually fly into?
So there are placements located in Phnom Penh, Siem Reap and some provinces just outside of Phnom Penh. So the airport is the International Phnom Penh Airport and volunteers can receive a pickup on Sunday evening before their start date.
Which city are volunteers actually going to be placed in and how can they actually prepare for their placement?
Sure, so volunteer placements are arranged entirely by our local team and they will send those details out to the volunteers about 1 week before your start date. So placements are arranged quite close to the time of your arrival and that's just because this is based on where volunteers are most needed at that time. So volunteers can use those details to prepare a few activities for their first week, and we do also recommend the TFL course, and that's great for volunteers volunteering on the Teaching English project.
And how about visas? What visa do I need to get?
So there are 2 different types of visas that the volunteers can get for the Cambodia program. So volunteers who are staying for 1 to 4 weeks can apply for a tourist visa, and volunteers staying for 5 weeks or longer can apply for a business visa. This is also known as an ordinary visa, and both of these visas can be obtained on arrival to Cambodia.
Are there going to be any extra costs that we should expect?
So volunteers need to budget for their flights, travel insurance, any vaccinations if they wish to get them, visas, and they also need to budget for transport to and from their program and a return trip to the airport at the end of their stay. So an important note for volunteers is that the transport to and from their placements can be quite expensive, and that's just because volunteers typically catch a tuk-tuk to their placement, and these are quite expensive in the city. So that ranges between about US $10 to $15 per day.
Okay, and how about vaccinations?
So there are no legally required vaccinations for the Cambodia program. We do recommend that volunteers visit a travel doctor before they join their trip, and they are in the best place to advise which vaccinations they would recommend.
And how about the accommodation? What's it like?
Phnom Penh and Siem Reap is a volunteer house, and that's dormitory style accommodation where you can expect to be sharing a room with 1 to 2 other volunteers of the same gender. The homestay accommodation is quite similar to the volunteer house in that you would be sharing a room with 1 to 2 other volunteers, and the main difference is just that there's a host family who live there and they will provide your meals.
Do I need any experience to volunteer in Cambodia?
So to join our childcare, special needs care or Teaching English project, you don't need any previous experience. But for the Working with NGO project, you do need to be at least 19 years of age and you do need to have some sort of experience. So this can be university studies and it can also be work experience. Similarly, for the computer support project, you do need to be 19 years of age and you do need some experience as well. So that can be an IT support experience or that can be in IT education as well.
How about clothing? What should I wear when volunteering in Cambodia?
So Cambodians typically dress quite modestly, so we do ask that volunteers cover up their chests, their shoulders and their legs to below their knees. So you should be dressing in smart casual attire, and we recommend things like jeans, tramping pants or a maxi skirt along with a t-shirt or a shirt.
How many volunteers are there going to be and what age are they?
So there's usually around 20 to 40 other volunteers on the program at the same time as you. Our volunteers typically are between the ages of 18 to 26 years old, but the program is also very suitable for families and for mature volunteers who are 30 years and above.
What would be your number 1 top tip for volunteering in Cambodia?
Sure. So I would recommend that volunteers come with repellent that has DEET, and that's just to keep the mosquitoes away, and then also come with a few activities prepared for your first week. Those can be some icebreaker activities and a few other activities in terms of, say, your Teaching English project. And then also make sure you plan for your weekends away. So there's a few different trips that you can do, and that's checking out temples, a lot of those up in Siem Reap, and also you might like to do a beach weekend on one of the islands of Siem Reap.
Awesome, there we have it, 10 questions all about volunteering and Cambodia. If there's a question that we didn't quite answer today, you and your team still available to answer any questions? Yeah?
Yes, absolutely. So you can contact us at info@volunteerhq.org.
Sounds good. And next week we're going to have a brand new video for you. If you've got a destination you want us to cover, please leave it in the comments section below. Otherwise, we'll see you next Wednesday.